is I, Lord Barbecue Raiden, and I have come to give you my thoughts and opinions about this new Mortal Kombat movie. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands, but I'm in a whole cosplay just to do this review, so thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's hop into it.
La 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 barbecue.
Alright, so we are here to talk today about the new Mortal Kombat movie. I am going to be uncomfortable during the duration of this review. This is a slap or a cap review as well. We're finally bringing that back because I finally watched stuff. So, what do I think about this movie? It came out on April 16th. Today is the 30th that I'm recording this, so you've had plenty of time to see it, so this might have spoilers in it, so be prepared for that as well. Alright, so what do I think about the movie? I think it's good. If I'm going to be out and honest and open, it's a good movie. I didn't have my sights set too high, and that's why I think that this is a good movie, because my expectations were so low with the older movies, the old 1995 and 1997 movies. My expectations were dirt low for this movie, and coming out of it, I was just like, that at least met my expectations of what this franchise could be. And that's not a bad thing. They've made improvements of where they are technology wise, because if you watch the 1995 movies, you're just going to be like, what is this garbage? And you cannot get that time back. So I think this was a fresh take on the franchise and everything that has to do with it. Now, I feel like the only way you could come away from this movie really hating it is if you were deeply invested in the franchise, which I am meh. I know who the characters are. I know pretty much all of the characters. I played most of the Mortal Kombat games, I think. So I am pretty invested in the franchise. But I think when people were so invested in it, like I'd say Star Wars, when you become so invested in like Star Wars or franchises like that, you have the expectations are so high that you just come crumbling down when you watch whatever you're watching. And I like to compare it to also even Marvel, because like I heard some people comparing this to like the quality of a Marvel movie, and I'm just like, how do you compare the two? Not every movie is going to be Marvel level quality. This is a studio who hasn't made a movie on this franchise in years, and I think they pretty much got it right. Mostly the fighting was amazing, the acting was pretty good. It could have been better, I'm not even gonna lie there. The acting could have been better, and the story, for the most part, I actually liked it. I like the new take on whatever they got going on. So if we even go through the characters that are very beloved in this franchise, spoiler alert, I'm just letting you know that too, because I mean, it's been out for 2 weeks and you can watch it at home, so I'm not gonna give you a pass on that. Watch it, it's good. So when it comes to the characters, Sonya Blade is in the movie, who is a favorite. I think Sonya Blade is really pretty well liked. I think Jax, you have Jax in there, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. These are characters that are staples in the franchise, so to have a movie without them wouldn't have made sense. I'm gonna get to that other character in a second, but you even have Kano, and I actually enjoyed this movie because watching it, I was just sitting there pointing out people to my wife who I knew she didn't know. So I thought that was funny, and it's really good to see all these characters on the big screen again. And my biggest problem, I think, with any of the characters was Jax, I think, because all right, let me be honest. I saw that other movie that actor that played Jax was in, that Tyler Perry movie. That was awful, and I didn't even make that connection until somebody posted it on Twitter after. I was just like, oh, he was in that. But in this movie, I think he did okay. My dream Jax actor was always Michael Jai White, and he's getting older now, so I guess that wouldn't have happened. This is like a younger group of the people who are involved in the Mortal Kombat games, except for when it comes to Sub-Zero and Scorpion. People got an older version of Scorpion in the movie. You see like the first or one of the first variations of Scorpion. If you don't know, Scorpions and Sub-Zeros, they like, their names just go down like through the generations. It's not just one Scorpion, it's not just one Sub-Zero. People inherit those names from their clan, and it's kind of explained in the movie. I wish they would have did a better job of kind of explaining that, because some people were still confused as to why the new character Cole Young wasn't Scorpion, and it doesn't make sense because they kind of set it up to where he would be the next Scorpion, but it's a new character in general. I think that's what I'm gathering from everything that's coming out nowadays. But Cole Young's a new character. He's I looked it up. My wife looked it up while we were watching it, and he's kind of like a replacement Johnny Cage. I don't agree with that website's article said, because at the end of the movie, spoiler, Johnny Cage is like mentioned, and Johnny Cage actually exists, so he's not a replacement for Johnny Cage. I think he's just a new character to base this whole story around, and I don't have a problem with it. Like, usually there was really no main character in Mortal Kombat. The older movies try to make it Liu Kang, and Johnny Cage was in it, but I feel like either one of those could be the main character, because it's so easy to write a story off. My cosplay just ripped. That happens with cosplays every now and then. Sometimes they just give up, and it's just Velcro on the back, so I didn't expect it to stay together that well. So we're just gonna fly through that and act like that didn't happen. So when it comes to the fighting, the choreography in this movie, I think it was really good. Like, the fight scenes, you could tell they took their time. Like, one of my favorite scenes in the movie was that leg sweeping scene with Kung Lao. And also, shout out to them for even putting Kung Lao in the movie, because I feel like as a character, he doesn't get the same type of recognition that Liu Kang gets. And I think he's just as good of a character, especially like fighting in the actual games. Like, he's top tier to me. I haven't been in Mortal Kombat universe lately, but I think he's such a great character, and he's honestly one of my favorites. Like, his hat, they showed how badass his hat was. That shit, his fatality was ridiculous. Like, I loved that part. That was one of my favorite parts in the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I really did, and I think it's getting a lot of hate, because right now it has a 6.3 out of 10, which isn't terrible, and are 56 on Rotten Tomatoes for the rating for this movie. So those ratings aren't terrible, but I wish they would have been better, because I mean, it's not the best movie. It's another video game movie that I think is making progress to us having better video game movies. Right now, I'm putting Mortal Kombat in the same conversation with Sonic, Detective Pikachu, and now Mortal Kombat. I think those are the 3 best video game movies that we have so far. So if NetherRealm had anything to do with this, good job, y'all. Whoever made this movie. It kind of sucks that this didn't get a full theatrical release, but watching it on HBO and HBO Max and going to theaters are 2 good options. I personally am enjoying these 2 options, with having to go to the movies or watching it at home, because the theaters here are still closed. So it kind of sucks, but I love that I have the option of watching it at home, when they could have probably made a lot more money if they were to open this theatrically throughout the world. And I know that was probably a tough decision. They probably wanted to push it back, but it didn't happen. So I made a TikTok about how I thought Raiden was acting in the movie, and it kind of sucks, because I wanted Raiden to pop off, but he never really did. To me, the best scenes in the movie were the end fight was really good with Sub-Zero versus Scorpion, and I don't know, I think this movie was good in general. Another critique I do have is I didn't like too much what they did with Liu Kang and Kung Lao. I wish they would have just made them like normal people too, instead of living in a temple, but it kind of makes sense. And I also learned that they're not brothers. This whole time I would have went to the grave thinking that Kung Lao and Liu Kang were like brothers, like half brothers. I would have went to the grave thinking that, and this movie I guess cleared that up. No one ever told me that they were brothers. I just assumed that they were, maybe I just heard that they were related, and then I just went on with that. But anyway, I enjoyed the movie. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know how dope I look in this stupid ass cosplay that is very cheap, but it keeps falling off my head, and I like it. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you guys on whatever I'm recording next. Goodbye.
Yes sir, did you like that video? Me too, because I made it. I know it's good. If you did like that video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new here, subscribe. Make sure you have that bell turned on for notifications for when I make a new video. Also, you can catch me on any of the socials down below. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those. I'm on there. That's it. See you guys later.